of Behavioral Health Care, Developmental Disabilities, and Hospitals.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON, Woonsocket Radio, ON, AM, and FM.
ON Radio, feel the spirit.
Memorial Day, Monday, mostly cloudy, with a high of 69. Tuesday, partly sunny, 81. Wednesday, partly sunny and 85. Thursday, mostly cloudy and 82. Friday, showers are likely, mostly cloudy and 81. And next Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 77 degrees.
We're always here for you, ON Radio. WOON, the crossroads of the Blackstone Valley. WOON, Woonsocket.
Hello, this is Manny Brando.
And this is Virginia. And Manny, now you have to start getting up a half hour earlier because our show is going to begin at 8:30 until 9:30.
I can't get up that early. 8:30 to 9:30. Oh,
That
no.
is correct. That is our new time slot.
I'm confused.
What else is new?
WOON, the crossroads of the Blackstone Valley. WOON, Woonsocket.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'd understand. COVID-19 is really something. You need to wash your hands. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta wash your hands.
Just a reminder from your friends at ON Radio, ON Cares.
On ON Radio.
Our lives have changed in many ways since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Spending more time at home has given us opportunities to organize.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email at joe@onesocketradio.com. And now let's join the Coffee and panel on ON 1240, WOON, Woonsocket Radio.
It is Coffee and Time on ON, AM, and FM on this Memorial Day, Monday, May 25th. My name's Joe Callahan, filling in for Johnny Carson. Thank you very much, Dave. And around the coffee and table, let's say hello to Romeo Berthium. Good morning to you, Romeo.
Good morning, Joe.
Nice to have you here with us in studio. And former mayor of the city of Woonsocket, Charlie Baldelli, is with us. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Joe Callahan, and a happy Memorial Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to have both of you in the studio. I should get back to the studio at some point, but we'll see when that happens. This first segment of the Coffee and program is sponsored by Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods.
Now the forecast.
We welcome you back to the Coffee and program. Joe Callahan here, along with Charlie Baldelli, Romeo Berthium. Dave Rich is floating around somewhere in the studios of ON Radio.
Weightless as usual.
And there he is, as always. All right, thanks, Dave. Wanted to ask Charlie this question. Charlie, as the former mayor of the city of Woonsocket, and it being Memorial Day, you've attended many of a Memorial Day celebration. Does it kind of bum you out a little that that the one today is not live? They've already done it. They've already recorded it.
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
That was always a great occasion in the city of Woonsocket, honoring the veterans, of which we are.
Absolutely.
And it was enjoyable. Met a lot of people that we hadn't seen in a while, because it usually happens when Romeo and I come back from Florida, and we renew friendships and acquaintances. And the ceremony was always moving.
Remember the old days, Charlie, when they used to recite the Gettysburg Address at the Civil War Monument downtown? And the reason for that, as you probably know, is the fact that the Gettysburg Address was recited during the Civil War, and the Civil War Monument, of course, being an appropriate venue for that kind of ceremony. It was always a Woonsocket High School senior, or the president of the senior class, I think it was, or the president of student council who delivered it. They stopped that tradition a few years ago.
I don't know why, but I enjoyed it. Last night I watched the memorial concert from Washington, D.C. with Gary Sinise, and I forget the other fellow's name, some Italian name. I
didn't catch it. But
it was a great show.
I'm sorry, I thought it was tonight. I missed it.
No, well, maybe they're playing it again tonight.
I hope they do.
It's always a moving tribute to our veterans, and I really enjoyed that show last night. My wife and I look forward to it every Memorial Day.
Of course, Memorial Day is always significant in the sense that it honors not only the veterans, but everyone who has passed away. It started during the Civil War. Again, a little history lesson here.
Is that right?
It was called Decoration.
Of course, you're a history major, and
I was.
I'm not going to doubt it.
It was called Decoration Day, proclaimed by Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War, to go out and decorate the graves of the fallen soldiers. And,
Romeo, you're just a wealth of information.
And you probably, I'm sure you remember when Memorial Day was always on May 30th. There are still some old timers, not too many left. I'm sure you remember them. who still refer to Memorial Day as the 30th of May, as May 30th.
And they had a parade.
And they won't plant their tomatoes until May 30th, even to this day. Even though it's Memorial Day today, the 25th, which is the earliest it can be, because it's the last Monday in May, they won't plant, no matter what. You can't tell these guys, I don't care. They're not going to plant those tomatoes
I'm going to tell you, my flower guy said, don't plant any flowers till after Memorial Day, because there's always the opportunity that you're going to get a frost that's going to kill them all.
He's absolutely right.
So, don't plant your tomato plant until today or tomorrow.
Well, you can plant it tomorrow. Tomorrow's after Memorial Day, so to speak. Anyway, happy Memorial Day to everyone. But let's not forget the true significance of the holiday.
Absolutely.
It's to honor those who have come and those who have gone. Especially the veterans, but everyone else, too.
You know what, Romeo? If you watch it tonight, if it's playing again tonight, and I would recommend that you watch it.
I will. I'm going to try to catch it.
Very poignant, very moving, heartbreaking. They had some personal stories there of what some veterans went through. It was really a touching. There was a fellow that they honored who was in the D-Day invasion, and he was in the war in Africa.
Still around,
Sicily.
Huh? Yeah.
It had a nice French name, Raymond Lambert.
Oh, wow.
They singled him out,
was
and
he
they
from,
honored him.
Did they say where he was from?
No, they didn't, but I was hoping they would say something like Woonsocket. We have Richard Fazio, naturally, who's our local hero.
Kid Fazio, as they call him. That was
Good man,
his nickname.
Richard Fazio. And I'm sure that he's going to miss the ceremony today, not live, because he was there sitting in the front row.
Yep.
And he refused to go up there to be sitting with the dignitaries. He said, I'm not a dignitary. He said, Charlie, I'm not a dignitary. I'm going to sit here with you.
Wow.
I said, well, wait a minute now.
No, I think he chose a different type of dignitary to sit with, and that would be you, Charlie.
He lowered his expected. But no, I said, go up there. Richard, you certainly belong up there with the rest of the dignitaries. He said, no, I don't want to go up there. I'm not a dignitary. I'm going to sit here with you.
Well, most communities in the area, not only Woonsocket but everywhere else, are commemorating Memorial Day in kind of a different way. For example, what are they doing up in Massachusetts? For let's see, I'm from Mass, I should know. I know they usually have a parade in Uxbridge that they canceled. What are they doing in your town, Joe?
They started it last week.
Yeah.
They planted 100 flags
nice.
in the middle of the town. And not the tiny little flags. They're about 4 feet by 4 feet.
Wow.
So there's a memorial.
That's a flag.
Yeah, and there's about 100 of them. And there's a memorial concrete pillar monument with the list of names of everybody from the town of Mansfield, Massachusetts, that died in every single war going back to the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
It's imprinted in the granite.
That's pretty significant, yeah.
It's impressive to see.
Yeah. I'll bet.
And it comes right up to the Gulf Wars. So and they will have they're having a ceremony there. They used to have a parade. There is no parade this year, but they'll have remarks, and they are doing something live there. I know our local cable access people will come down and put it on live on the local cable system here. They'll also record it and play it back later. It's about a half-an-hour program, I believe. So that's what they'll be doing in Mansfield.
Oh, that's good. That's
it, isn't it? Yeah, and it's nice.
And no community is forgetting Memorial Day. They're just commemorating it in a different way because of the COVID-19.
And we'll have
I'll be happy when COVID-19 is a memory. Memory.
I think 2020 will go down in history for sure.
Absolutely.
People will always remember it, and lots of significant changes as a result of this.
I wonder how many of those changes will last, Romeo.
I was reading this morning in the local paper.
None,
that,
none.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Say it again,
None.
Joe.
Well, I don't want any of these things to stay put.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, basically yesterday, kind of America reopened, so to speak.
Yep.
And some communities really, I guess, they did not follow the rules of social distancing. Lots of people out there, and I guess in some states there's been another surge of the virus. Is it because of this, or?
Did you see the national news last night? People at some lake in Missouri, my God,
Ozark, Lake of the Ozarks.
Right.
I did.
Oh.
I saw the news.
You were out having a good time?
Is there anything you not aware of, Romeo?
Well, I wasn't aware that they were having that celebration in D.C. that you watched last night, but I'll see that tonight.
I hope you do.
Hopefully they
I hope
repeat
everybody tunes in and watches that show.
So what do you? So is it too early to reopen the country? Is this going to be,
you want my opinion?
Yeah.
It's too late.
Well, no, of course. I don't know. I don't want your opinion, Charlie.
Late.
It's not too early. It's too late.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
People are being quarantined. As you know, we got off the plane and they told us we got quarantined for 14 days.
Dude, yesterday was my first day of freedom. I felt like it was the last day of school on Saturday because it was my last day in quarantine.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever expect that would happen?
No.
That you'd get into Green Airport and some National Guardsman says, "Hey, by the way, you're quarantined."
He just handed me a
piece
pamphlet.
of paper.
Yeah, didn't say much, didn't register me or anything.
You know what I said, Romeo? Can we go boot shopping?
Yeah, well, that we did.
And he said, "Yes, you can do that." I said, "Thank God."
Yeah, really.
So you guys have just come back from Florida over the last couple of weeks. Do you see any major changes from what they were doing in Florida to what they're doing up here?
I think it's a little tighter up here than it is in Florida. Florida is a bit looser.
Yeah, I agree with Romeo. It's more stringent in Rhode Island than it is in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, my oldest son said, "Dad, why are you coming home? Why don't you stay there for a few more weeks?" I said, "Wait a minute. I love Florida, but I don't care. It's time to come home. I didn't care. There's no place like home, right, Charlie?"
You're absolutely right. We could have stayed another week or two because the weather in early May was not great over here. It was terrible.
And it was good
like
in Florida.
Today.
Yeah.
But we had been there since, oh my God, we go in October, come back for Thanksgiving, go back in December, and from December till May, it's a long, long siege.
Yeah, especially this year, even though, we're going to get very little sympathy from anybody else but us, Charlie. But this year was not as pleasant as it always is. because we were restricted from around March 15th until we
right.
came home. At least 2 months.
I couldn't use my tickets to see Rocco and Minnesota Twins. They sent me back the money. You can't see them. I couldn't get a haircut. I couldn't go to a restaurant. I couldn't. But then I walked around a lot in Florida.
We did a lot of walking,
I
too.
did a lot of walking without a mask. And you know what? I would never see anybody walking. Nobody walking.
Yeah.
And I'm a walking guy.
You're a walker. Well, we saw a surge in people on bikes, more than we ever had. We have a particular walking route in Punta Gorda that we do every day, about 3 miles. And we saw, I think, more people than ever on bikes, especially toward the end. People were coming out. But there were very few people with masks. I agree with that.
Right.
And we were able to get out and do some food shopping and, other things. But basically, all the restaurants were closed. And
it was a lot of takeout. A lot of takeout.
And, I got used to my wife's cooking, even here. We did some takeout.
Is she listening?
Oh, yeah. We did some, last night, we did for the first time, we did takeout.
Yep.
Because we could,
Sure.
The things are over, the quarantine's over. And you know what? The food just wasn't as good as, and I told my wife that. Of course, I made some major points, but she so,
Good
but,
for you.
No, but the food, my wife is a good cook, and, but she did more cooking this year than she ever did, especially in Florida, which is good. I mean, nothing wrong with that, because it's healthier, first of all, and most of all, it tastes a lot better.
When we got back here, the only two restaurants, and we frequented them there, were Chan's, takeout, and Kay's had a takeout.
Oh, yeah, and they still do. They have that parking lot, and I saw that article
I didn't
in the
do
paper
that,
yesterday.
but those are the only two restaurants that had takeout, and we enjoyed both of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was happy for Dave LaRoche.
Oh, yeah.
Dave,
yeah.
Did I say the right name?
Dave LaHoose.
Yeah, you got it. LaHoose. Yeah.
Dave LaHoose.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. As you get older, Joe, you kind of lose a little bit.
It's kind of hard to see Joe's expression, when he's not here.
Well, it's always good to correct you when you're wrong.
If he would have been in the studio, he would have kind of glanced at you and
would have
would
looked
have
at me
gone,
like,
no, yeah.
wake up, crying, the war's over.
But we know he's listening. That's for sure.
Yep. We got to take a break here on the Coffee In program. The first segment of Coffee In has been sponsored by Windermere Woods. Comments and questions can be called in 766-1240.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods. I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, what's the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is providing security to families and help protect what's important to them. My specialty is picking apart policy details so customers understand their coverages and options. It can be very overwhelming, and I am here to help with that.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Community Care Alliance is open. We know that social isolation is hard and that many people are facing financial uncertainty at this time. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, declining mental status, or with obtaining basic needs, please call our intake line at 235-7121. Be assured that safety is our utmost concern and safeguards are in place, including providing counseling by telehealth. Help is just a phone call away. Call 235-7121 to learn how we may assist you during this difficult time.
This ON program note, the City of Woonsocket will not invite the public to its annual Memorial Day observance as normal today. Instead, the city has produced a virtual ceremony video, which ON Radio will air on our radio and TV channels at 10:30 this morning. After the initial broadcast, the video will be posted on the WoonsocketRadio.com website for viewing and sharing on demand.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON AM and FM.
It's Coffee In on ON Radio. I'm Joe Callahan. Joining me, Romeo Berthium and former mayor of the city of Woonsocket, Charlie Baldelli.
Good
All
morning.
right, I have good morning to both of you. Now, we have a personal question for you guys, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Just say pass or something like that. With the churches opening up next weekend, will you go to Mass with all the restrictions that'll be put in place?
I can't wait for the churches to open up so we can go to Mass.
Okay, so you'll go,
wait.
but you got to wear a mask.
What church do you attend, Charlie?
My wife goes to church twice. She goes to St. Joseph's
Wow.
on Minden Road.
I'm impressed.
On Saturdays and Sundays, I like St. John Vianney.
And she comes with you.
And she comes with me to St. John Vianney.
That's very nice.
The musical director is a fellow from Woonsocket called Paul Lambert.
I know him.
Excellent music. The music at St. John Vianney is just terrific.
Yeah, it is.
And I go there with her. I mean, she goes Saturday.
Yep.
She kind of is impressed by the new pastor.
Yeah.
Seamus, nice guy.
I know who he is. He used to be Queen of Martyrs, which is now Holy Trinity.
Right.
If I'm going to answer the question for you as well. I'm one step ahead of you, Joe. I went to Mass yesterday in Uxbridge at St. Mary's.
Okay.
Wow, good for you.
They opened the church with restrictions. My son and his son and my wife and I went, the four of us, and we had to have tickets in advance.
Okay.
He got them for us, and they checked everything. We had to wear a mask, and we were socially distanced. You know, the pews were like roped off at certain points, and there was, and the pastor before the Mass explained all the restrictions. It was the first day of church in 2 months in that town. And because it's a different diocese, it's the Diocese of Worcester, I believe.
Oh, okay.
In Uxbridge, the rules are a little different, but they are going to do something similar here in Woonsocket. I bumped into a former neighbor. I used to live in nearby North Smithfield, who belongs to what is now Holy Trinity Parish, and she told me that they are going to do something very similar. You have to have, just imagine, you have to have tickets to go to church. I said, well, you know.
That's the sign of the times, huh?
They had 75 tickets available for the church where I went to yesterday, out of maybe, I don't know how many people can sit in that church, maybe 400 or 500. It's a big church. And of the 75 tickets, only 50 people showed up.
Really?
I guess some people are still a little wary, but everybody was wearing a mask, and of course it was kind of tough when you went to communion, but that was a whole other story. But to answer your question, yes, we did go, and will we continue? Absolutely.
And we watched on TV with a computer. I don't know anything about computer, but my wife had the Mass on from St. John Vianney.
She did?
Yeah, we watched the Mass, and the pastor, great guy, Father Pescatello.
Yeah, Father Joe.
Father Joe, great guy, said, look, I don't know how we're going to do this. We haven't figured it out yet.
But we're going to do it.
He said we have seating for 400 people.
Yep.
And now we're going to have to design a way people can go.
Especially that church, the way it's constructed, the way it's designed. It's in the round almost, yep.
So I like going there. My wife likes going to do two of them. She likes Father Seamus, so she goes Saturdays on.
That's great.
And I like St. John Vianney.
Well, let me just say this, and this applies to me as well as to you and your wife, I'm sure. The closer I get to my Maker, The more, I mean, going twice a week instead of once is even, that's insurance.
Yeah. You know what? You're absolutely right.
Charlie.
Yeah. Well,
Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie, what if you have to wear a mask going to church? Are you going to do it?
Absolutely.
You would. Okay.
But if that's the only way I can get into the church, I'm wearing it.
Would President Trump wear a mask to go to church?
Does he go to church?
I don't know. That's personal.
But I like what he said. I want the churches open.
Yeah. Well, I understand
Forget what the governor said. I want them open.
Yeah.
Well, that leads to another question. Don't you think the president and the governor, all governors, stay out of it? They should not be saying whether or not churches should be open or closed. That's my opinion. Decide that.
First Amendment, Joe?
Yes. Well, he can say it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's freedom of religion, and just say, hey, I leave it up to the bishops. You decide. You know what all the restrictions should be. You know what the the COVID-19 is out there.
Right.
You think it's best, but I'm not telling you to open or close.
Yeah. Well, during the crisis, as you may recall, Joe and Charlie, there was a choir in the Midwest, I believe it was somewhere. They had just had a rehearsal or a concert, and quite a few of those people caught the virus. They did not allow singing at the church where I went to yesterday either. No singing allowed. Imagine you go to church. Everything is kind of upside down. I mean, in the old days, if you wore a mask and you went into a store, you got arrested.
Absolutely.
Today, if you go into a store and you don't wear a mask, you get arrested. What's going on?
Imagine walking out of a bank with a mask on today.
No. Banks are all closed anyway.
Let me ask you this question, Romeo.
Sure.
When you went to mass, did they have any kids as altar servers?
No. They did not. They had a young. He looked like a deacon, probably a seminarian. He was the not only the altar server, but he was also the moderator, the person who read did the readings.
Right.
No, I didn't see any kids, and there was one person. I said no singing allowed by the congregation, but there was an organist way in the front, along with there was no singing, just music. That's what it was.
Well, yesterday at St. John Vianney, Paul Lambert, as you know, did the singing. Not only is he an accomplished musician,
Paul?
he's a great singer.
I knew his mom. I knew his mom very well. Nice.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, she passed away about 3 years ago. She was a nice lady. I forget her first name, but it was Mrs. Lambert, of course.
I didn't know he was from Woonsocket. You mentioned it one day.
Yeah, he's talented. And what I like about that church, St. John Vianney, is they put the words up on the screen.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So they encourage people to sing, which I wonder if they're going to do that next week. Probably not. Because when you sing, you kind of expel a little bit of...
they showed it on TV.
Yeah. Were there people in the church? Probably
there was
not.
an altar server, and I believe there were a young fella did the readings.
Right.
And maybe there was one other person, and that was it. But the words for the songs were on display on these huge television screens.
I wonder, too, this is from a practical point of view, Joe and Charlie. If the churches have been closed for the last couple of months, they must have taken a huge financial hit.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I would think. What do you think? I mean, you got to be practical too. It's not only spiritual, but they also have to keep those buildings going, and they have to keep their payrolls going. And I'm sure that they must have hurt tremendously. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. But not only the churches took a financial.
Oh, everybody did. Everybody.
Waiters,
of
waitresses,
course.
barbers.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. The only thing is, it's going to take. I'm going to be able to get an appointment for August if I'm lucky once they reopen, because everybody's going to want a haircut.
Wait a minute. Everybody who knows Romeo Berthiaume would say, "Welcome, Romeo."
Come to my house. No, that's not going to happen.
What I've done up here is, and I did this a couple of years ago. I said, "All right, they're offering this program. I can get rid of all the envelopes, and it just I pay electronically."
A lot of churches are doing that. Absolutely.
Church goes in, takes the money out weekly, and so I kept contributing.
Well, that's good, Joe.
So
you, Joe.
No,
doing my best there to keep things going for the church up here.
No,
so.
it's true though. I think. Well, you can play catch up too, but you know how it is. Most people aren't going to do that.
Yeah, I'll get it later. And yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, that's good. But I think this whole thing will change a lot of things. I think from now on in the future, when this is all over, a lot of people are going to do what you did, Joe. They're going to go online and pay It'll be a weekly thing. They're going to encourage that, and I don't blame them. I do now understand why private companies and public companies like the electric company, for example, they want you to pay your bills online because this way they get their money without even hesitating. Nobody forgets, and they get their, and less staff to deal with. And no, I can understand that.
You know what I found interesting in Florida? I haven't seen it here in Woonsocket, but
alligators.
No, well, besides alligators, it's become cashless.
Yeah.
A lot of the places in Florida, we will not accept cash, either debit or credit card.
Again, think about it. The way things have changed. Yeah, you're right, because they didn't want you to handle that.
That's
right. But now they're finding out that very few people are contracting the virus from touching surfaces. It's from other people primarily. You know.
I said, are we heading for a cashless society?
I think so, and I think this will probably. You ready for this word?
Yeah.
Exacerbate that.
Exacerbate.
You like that word?
Oh, I love it.
What's it mean though?
It's
good.
You want to hear my favorite word? Al Brian got into an argument with, now I won't mention the person, but he said to me, I excoriated him.
Oh, I like that word.
I went like, what? What did you do to him? I excoriated him.
I have a friend, his name is Armin. That's all I'm going to say. And at one point he used to say, when we used to talk to him and some big words came out, he used to say, don't try to trick me with big words. We're not trying to do that.
But anyway, I think we're headed for a cashless society.
I think you're right. I have to agree with you.
And I never saw that before. I walked in a Panera's that was open, and I said, and the woman said, we're not taking any money. Credit or debit card.
Okay, thank you. It's free. No problem.
Just fill my order.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. It's time for a look at the weather forecast. And today's forecast is being brought to you by DuckDuckGo Privacy. Today, we have a chance of drizzle before 10 this morning, and otherwise it's going to be a mostly cloudy day today. High temperature near 69. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperature around 56. Tuesday, we'll have clouds through mid-morning, gradually becoming clearing. High temperature up near 83. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low around 60. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high near 82. Thursday, mostly cloudy, and a high near 81. And currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, where we do have cloudy skies and 55 degrees. Want the same internet but more privacy? DuckDuckGo's got you covered. They help millions of people like you get privacy online without any trade-offs. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. More Coffee Ends coming up. Please stay tuned. Outdoor dining is now being offered at River Falls Restaurant. Come and enjoy your meal with the Blackstone River in the background. You need to make a reservation in order to eat outside at River Falls, so call 401-235-9026 for reservations. And your party needs to be 5 people or less. River Falls Restaurant is ready to provide you with their great burgers, combo meals, seafood, pasta, chicken, veal, and prime rib. Come and enjoy your meal outside at River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket. Call for reservations today, 401-235-9026, 235-9026, River Falls Restaurant. Annette at Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center reminds you that during these difficult times of COVID-19, Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center is prepared to help you make all your arrangements online in the safety and comfort of your home. This way, Woonsocket residents stay as safe as possible. Call 401-751-5000, 401-751-5000, and they will walk you through this easy, simple process. 751-5000, or visit their website, providencecremation.com. Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
This ON program note, the city of Woonsocket will not invite the public to its annual Memorial Day observance as normal today. Instead, the city has produced a virtual ceremony video, which ON Radio will air on our radio and TV channels at 10:30 this morning. After the initial broadcast, the video will be posted on the Woonsocketradio.com website for viewing and sharing on demand.
This portion of the Coffee and program is being sponsored by The Call newspaper.
The Call, Woonsocket's daily hometown newspaper since 1892, is still essentially a paper for the people. Our photographs record happenings that make news, and some will have historical significance in years to come, while others are intended to entertain or inform you of current events. They illustrate life's drama, which runs the gamut of humor to tragedy and everywhere in between. We're more than a reporter of daily news. Many readers continue to look to our paper for entertainment and relaxation offered by cartoons, comics, and other lighter features offered daily. In addition, we provide you with dates, times, and places of social event happenings throughout the community. Local sports covered daily by award-winning sports staff writers. If you're not subscribing to your local daily newspaper, you should. Call us today at 767-8522. Home delivery is just a phone call away at 767-8522. We take great pride in our publication and our sincere wish to serve you, our readers, at The Call.
Coffee and on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Charlie Baldelli, and Romeo Berthum is here as well. Nice to have you guys here with us on the Coffee and program. Now, 2 state beaches are going to open today, and will anybody go?
Well, the weather, first of all, is not that great, so the answer is probably not a lot of people. I'm sure there'll be some people that'll go, just for the sake of saying I went to the beach on Memorial Day. What do you think, Charlie?
I really don't care. If you want to go to the beach, go to the beach.
I'll tell you what, though, Joe, if it was beautiful weather, let's say 80-degree weather with sun shining, it would be jammed. There are only 2 beaches open, and the parking lots are going to be kind of restricted, so by the time you get there, you'll be lucky to get a spot. So I don't think I would go because of that, and that would keep me away.
We belong to a private beach.
Oh.
So we go to the beach anytime we want.
Yeah.
7 days a week, so I'm beached out.
You've had it, huh?
Yeah, so I don't have to go to a beach and fight the traffic and take an hour and a half to get there.
You got that right.
What? I'll go in my backyard. I got a beautiful in-ground pool. I'll go in a pool.
Oh, my God, Charlie, you got it made in the shade.
Well, watch what happens coming Wednesday. That's when it's going to be sunny and in the 80s.
Yeah, well... Do you agree with me, Joe, that if it were a beautiful day, the roads would be jammed and people would?
Absolutely.
I would. Yeah, I wouldn't, be able to get near the beach if I even tried. I think everybody would be trying to get there. But that's my opinion.
And I think they're going to be limited parking, but watch, people are going to be parking on those side streets down there and up people's lawns, and it's going to.
This is where I wouldn't want to be in law enforcement. Can you imagine these poor guys what they have to do and these gals? God.
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, but enforce the social distancing rules and make if you have to wear a mask. And God bless those people. I would never want that job.
You're right.
I laugh because they said,
all those people. We can't thank them enough.
Yes, we can.
But they do.
Yeah.
It's funny they said that. Yeah, you got to wear a mask on the beach, but not if you go in the water, because we don't want anyone.
Well, they don't want the mask to get wet.
That's right.
But who would go in the water today? No one. Of course, the plans were made before the weather came.
A little chilly, yeah.
In a couple of weeks from now, when it gets really hot again, hopefully they'll relax some of those restrictions. Now, in Florida, they closed the beaches until about 2 weeks before we left. And the first week, everything was open except for the parking lots. Go figure. And then the second week, they opened up the parking lots. And when you got there, and we tried it once, and we'll never do it again, we circled around that parking lot for about 45 minutes before we got a spot, and it was ridiculous. And then we got onto the beach. You could not sit next to anybody. I mean, if your own wife, of course, or your own family, but you had to. Yeah. And most people, followed those rules pretty well. But it's crazy. I mean,
were there
we have a place in Florida where our private beach is, and we have private underground parking.
Oh man,
We're a mile away.
You have a classy
over the bridge.
You live in a classy place, Charlie. We don't have that where I am.
Well,
of course, I was never the mayor, so I'm just teasing you. But Joe, you were going to ask a question. What was it? I didn't see it.
Were there people down on the Florida beaches that were telling you to separate?
Nobody approached me at all. There was one incident with my wife when she had gone food shopping one day, and she did not have a mask on, and because it was not a rule. Half the people were wearing masks and half weren't, and she got into a confrontation with a woman who started yelling at her. Where's your mask? You know, my wife said, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. And she took it out and put it on. But some people get very touchy about that, and other people just kind of ignore it. But I think a lot of the people have, people are angry. And this whole incident of the coronavirus has brought out the best and the worst in people. I think it's safe to say the best in the sense that people are out there helping each other, and the worst, this particular woman who just lost it because she saw a woman without a mask.
I'll say amen to that, Romeo. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Very well put. Yes, absolutely.
You were always my friend, Charlie. I appreciate that.
I always appreciated your genius.
Oh. Charlie. Okay.
I took a walk.
My
wife and
you
I
after
took a walk
the show.
yesterday, Romeo. My wife and I took a walk yesterday because it was such a nice day outside, and went up to the center of town here. And I would say, and there were a bunch of other people out walking around, and I would say 90% of us were not wearing masks.
Okay.
Now you stayed away from other groups of people.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we're staying away from one another, all in this open space, well, then everything's fine. And that's the way I looked at it.
Well,
and a few people were wearing masks, but not everybody.
I think outside is safe, as long as you stay away from people as far as your social distance. But I think you're safer outside than anywhere else, because that's where I do anyway. And you're right, not a lot of people are wearing masks outside, but as long as they don't enter a building or something, I guess it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did that as well, and I told Dave this story. I went for some pickup of some pizzas at a local shop in my town, and when I walked in, I was the only person in there, and I wasn't wearing a mask, and I know the guy that owns the place, and he wasn't wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We just said hi to each other, and my number 90, whatever it was, and he goes, okay, it'll be a few more minutes. It was still cooking.
Yep.
And while it was still cooking, two other people came in, and they were wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And when the owner of the place saw them wearing masks, he put one on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he never asked me to put one on.
Well, in fairness to the guy, he probably, I have a hard time with these things, especially if you're working, if you're cooking, if you're baking, or whatever you're doing, if you work in a restaurant. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Miserable. Got to be miserable.
And, but then my pizzas were ready. So here I come over to the cash register, and those other two patrons that had masks on, boy, they got away from me quickly.
I'll bet they did.
So they really went like 10 feet away from me.
You were like the plague, Joe.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we were spot.
Stay away from him.
The Red Sea was doing.
Yeah.
And but he took my money. Well, credit card really. And
no cash.
No cash.
No cash. And got my pizzas, and away I went.
There you go.
No one. Do you think it's a gender thing? Do you think more women are going to yell at other women for not wearing masks, or because I don't see men going up to other guys and saying you're not wearing a mask?
Yeah, it might be easier for them to do that, yell at their own gender, possibly. Yeah. But I think if a woman is prone to yell at somebody for somebody that they perceive to be doing something wrong, they're going to yell at that person no matter what sex that person is.
She's accustomed to yelling at her husband. What's the big deal? She yelled at a person not wearing a mask.
Yeah, I think women tend to be more outspoken than men in that situation, though. I agree with you there, for some reason.
Right.
Now we're going to get accused of being sexist, but that's okay.
No, it's just an observation.
I didn't say sexy. I said sexist.
Don't include me in that.
Sexist. Okay. Yeah.
All right. We have an email that's been written in on a completely different subject.
All right.
Yesterday's charity golf thing. Tiger Woods and Eli Manning, Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Man, Brady all over the place. Hasn't hit one good shot. I didn't watch any of this, by the way, because I don't like to watch golf.
Yeah, golf is boring.
Off the tee in the water, out of bounds, in the woods. Well, he's not a professional golfer. Topping chips, flubbing the shots. What a hacker. And it's only the 6th hole. He's the kind of player you wouldn't want to be playing in your own foursome. And then he holds out about 160 yards from the fairway. Unreal. Started to watch it, then I got hooked on it. Wow. See, that's why I didn't start to watch.
Who won that tournament? Who won it?
Tiger won, I believe.
Yeah.
Tiger and Manning, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, they were twosome, I guess. So, what was he? 3 under par, I guess. And so, yeah, they won, and all the money went to charity of COVID-19.
Right,
charity.
$10 million. $10 million was involved.
Well, that's great. Where was the tournament, Joe?
I thought it was in Florida, but I'm not.
Somewhere, yeah.
Everything's in Florida, Romeo.
Of course.
Positive.
That's why we're there.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that real quick. Charity match. This must be it. Does it say they raised $10 million, just like you said, Charlie? That's right.
Oh, that's good. That's a great thing.
It was a made-for-TV exhibition. Would have been worth on pay-per-view. And it doesn't say where it took place. Let's go way to the bottom.
That's
okay. I can't find it fast enough. So.
Well, let me tell you, Joe, the big news in Florida is Brady.
Why?
Tom Brady's the big news.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. In Sarasota's Tom Brady's this, that, and every other thing.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep up with the jerseys. Number 12 with the Buccaneer colors. They couldn't keep up producing them.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting season.
When he gets hurt.
I got to ask Joe a question.
Sounds like a bitter comment there, Joe.
It is. Yes, yes.
I know Joe's a big sports fan, so I'm going to ask Joe this question. Joe,
yes.
Buccaneers have Tom Brady now, and they have Gronk.
Yes.
What are the chances they're going to get Julian Edelman, too?
Yeah. Oh, not this year. He's staying. He's got another year on his contract, so he's staying up here in New England.
Oh, okay.
After this year, that may be something different, but no Julian Edelman in Tampa Bay this year.
Would that be something, huh?
That
would be some Gronk and Brady.
They're going to rename the team the Patriots South.
South, yeah,
something like it. Yeah.
And if Belichick decides that Edelman has lost a step or can't catch anymore, he'll let him go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Sign somewhere else. I've deemed him not good enough anymore, and he'll let him go.
Yeah, he would, and
it may happen, it may not. So
a good coach would do that. Even it's hard, but you do what you have to do to win.
They're even talking about the NFL. They're talking about the NFL playing with no fans in the stands, and how much money they would lose if they were to do this. I don't think they'll do it.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, but I can't imagine to shift gears just slightly. If you were a Broadway actor or you and you performed on stage without an audience, I don't think it would be as effective as it would be without the audience participation. I'm not saying, I don't know about sports fans. They cheer and they boo, and I don't know if that would affect the game at all. What do you think, Joe?
I think it would.
Yeah.
The players feed off the
of course,
frenzy of the crowd.
Of course,
so,
I had the good fortune of sitting in a private box at Patriot Stadium.
You did?
Yeah.
You must know the right people, huh?
Yes, I know someone who got me there 2 or 3 times.
So anyway,
we were next to the Nairobi people. And you know what they do in those boxes? They open up the windows all the way so you can hear the crowd noise.
Yep.
Yeah, that's important.
It is important.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break, and just one more note that's come written in about the golf that took place over the weekend. Yes, it did, according to our writer, it did take place in Florida. It was pouring rain, and Tiger Woods and Eli Manning won the event by 1 stroke.
Thank you, Joe. I knew you could.
I'm going to correct you, Joe. It was Peyton Manning.
Did I say Eli? My mistake. You're right.
Oh, jolly. Good one. Good catch. You are.
Tiger and Peyton Manning. You're right.
Yeah.
And they won by 1 stroke, so good for them.
Yeah.
All right, more calls coming up, and this segment of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by The Call newspaper.
The Call is proud to announce a new and improved daily classified advertising program for our newspaper readers, subscribers, and advertisers. Blackstone Valley Values is a more affordable local buying and selling marketplace every day of the week. Lost and found, apartment rentals, items for sale, homes for sale or rent, and even job listings will now be even more within your reach. As always, if you have something you want to sell, call us today with your ad, and it'll appear in the next day's call. Be sure to contact us, though, before the 3 p.m. deadline. Furthermore, if you're a subscriber to The Call, you'll benefit from value member discounts and possibly some free advertisements with this new program offer. The Call continues to be dedicated to you, as we have been for over 120 years. Call us today and learn more about our new classified program at 767-8503. To subscribe to The Call and become a valued member, call today 767 877-8522.
The Rhode Island Department of Behavioral Health, Development Disabilities and Hospitals and BH Link presents tips to help you and your loved ones stay healthy.
I think we need to continue to perform random acts of kindness, even remotely. I think that we should be able to experience those things and then share them and tell your friends about what you enjoyed or what lifted your spirits, because that itself is contagious.
This ON program note, the city of Woonsocket will not invite the public to its annual Memorial Day observance as normal today. Instead, the city has produced a virtual ceremony video, which ON Radio will air on our radio and TV channels at 10:30 this morning. After the initial broadcast, the video will be posted on the WoonsocketRadio.com website for viewing and sharing on demand.
Community Care Alliance is open. We know that social isolation is hard and that many people are facing financial uncertainty at this time. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, declining mental status, or with obtaining basic needs, please call our intake line at 235-7121. Be assured that safety is our utmost concern and safeguards are in place, including providing counseling by telehealth. Help is just a phone call away. Call 235-7121 to learn how we may assist you during this difficult time.
Coffee Ann on ON, AM, and FM. And just a reminder once again that the Memorial Day event in Woonsocket can be heard here on ON Radio and on our website, Woonsocketradio.com, beginning this morning at 10:30. All right, Charlie and Romeo, I need your opinion on this, on something on a completely different subject. What do you think, or did you hear about Joe Biden's comments over the weekend?
I did.
I did.
Charlie, did you hear it?
I heard it too.
Okay. Well,
what do I think of
it? Does it hurt his campaign? Is this going to follow him through the summer? Or, no, he has apologized for it, but is that enough?
I'll be perfectly candid with everybody here and on the radio listening line. I am supporting Trump. I'm a Trump guy, and I don't mind saying it. And Joe Biden, I think, is past his prime. I think he's I don't think his mental acuity is there, personally speaking.
Okay.
So,
but you can't blame this on that. I mean, he was pretty straightforward on what he was saying. He didn't gaff up. He didn't make a mistake.
No, but his comment was, I was being too cavalier.
Yeah.
He's trying to be too cool? I didn't hear that. That was part of his apology.
Yeah.
He was being too cavalier.
Cavalier.
All right, Romeo, what do you think?
I think that was just an oops on his part. I think he's sorry he said it, but I think that's what he thought. That's what a lot of people think, and I believe it's going to become kind of an issue in the campaign. Unfortunately for him, a lot of people are saying what Charlie just said, that he's past his prime. That's debatable. Right. He's not much older than Trump, but Trump probably, I don't know. It's hard for me to be objective because, unlike Charlie, I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't necessarily feel that some of his policies are that bad. I like his optimism about all the, but I certainly am not a Trump supporter, and I tend to be pro-Joe Biden more than pro-Trump. So it's hard for me to be objective, but I don't think he should have said it, but he said it, and he apologized, which is more than what some people would do.
I will say one thing. They're going to limit the amount of debates between Trump and Biden.
They have to.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that 3?
3. They usually have 3.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I did have that right.
They can do that virtually. They don't have to be in studio. They can do it just the way they do it now. Sure. So,
but that won't be so much later in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
You get away from
and of course, we're assuming too that Biden is going to be the nominee. He's a presumptive nominee.
Well, they always say that.
That's another big word.
Well, that's what they call it. Some people are even saying, well, maybe they should replace him with Cuomo. I don't agree with that.
No, I'm not. I was a fan of Cuomo to a certain point. Then I forget about him.
Yeah, I think he's he's got potential, but I think I think Biden is the one, and I think he's going to have to face Trump, and the voters will decide basically what the deal is. So,
the question came out over the weekend after he said this, and let's see, do you agree or disagree with this? That Joe Biden takes the black vote for granted.
Yeah, in a way he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, when 90% of the African Americans vote Democrat, that's probably easy to do. I mean, but he shouldn't have said it. Everybody knows it. He said it. And,
there's a black senator from down south. I think his name is Senator Tim Smith. He's
I believe so.
Black senator.
He was upset.
And he said he was very upset.
I don't
he
blame
said that's
him.
an insult to the 1.3 million blacks that voted for Trump.
Absolutely.
It is.
Cannot deny that. Yeah. So, I think one of Biden's problems is that he tends to speak a little bit before he thinks. And that could be a weakness that he has. Obviously, it is a weakness.
Yes.
It could hurt his campaign. We'll see.
Yep.
But he apologized.
He did, but there's still a lot of people that were
absolutely
upset with him.
Of course, we live in a super sensitive world now.
I guess so. You're right, Romeo.
Got to be careful everything you say and do.
You can't be cavalier.
No.
At least if you're in office, you can't be cavalier because everything you say is scrutinized.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
they're keeping Joe Biden in the basement of his house, so he can't get in any more trouble.
Right. Yeah. Well.
All right. Did you see the latest company that has filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah, it hurts.
No, I thought. It is Hertz, and also J.C. Penney, right?
J.C. Penney was about a week or so ago.
Okay, so this was Hertz. I think Charlie was right.
In the last couple of days.
Jeez, Rome, you said I was right.
Yeah, you were right.
Thank you.
Is that right, Joe? Is that the one you had in mind?
Hertz Rent-A-Car is correct. Yes. Mostly because all their business was done basically at airports, they say, and with not many people flying anymore, it was killing their business, and they had to. First we start laying off people, and then it's like, hey, we can't pay anything because no one's renting cars.
Right.
And because they're not flying anywhere, so they had to file for bankruptcy.
How long do you think the effects of this will be on the economy? I know it's hurting the economy tremendously, but do you think it'll take a year, 2 years, 3 years to bounce back if we do bounce back at all?
You hear Trump say it's going to, we're coming back in the third quarter. I don't see how that's going to happen. I'm thinking it's going to take a year, at least a year.
Well,
I agree.
Maybe he's saying the third quarter is hopefully second term.
No, he's saying third quarter
I know what he's saying.
So,
as I said, he's optimistic, and for a good reason. The guy wants to be reelected, and people vote with their stomachs, not with their heads. If the economy is good,
they vote with their wallets.
But you know what I mean. If times are good, they give credit to the person in the White House. If times are bad, they take it out on the person in the White House, and Trump knows that.
Yeah.
I know that.
So he has to keep pushing the everything's going to be all right agenda. It's going to be fine, even though unemployment right now is at nationwide is at 15%.
Right.
Wow.
Right. It's going to be hard for people to go back to work, for the employees to get some of the employees to come back because the government is being so generous with some of them. $600 a week plus the state is giving them a couple of hundred. So some people are getting like $800 a week to stay home.
To stay home.
Why should they go back to work?
They should.
Making more money staying home than they were when they were.
So I think that's going to be a problem too. And they're going to use the excuse, I don't think it's safe to go back to work right now. Of course not. Why should I? I'm going to get this money till the end of July, maybe longer.
But I'll tell you, in Florida, they have the stingiest unemployment compensation system anywhere.
And it's also
$275 a week maximum on unemployment.
Yeah.
So low.
And for 12 weeks only.
But you add the $600 the federal government's giving you to that. That's not bad.
That's not bad at
not
all.
Bad.
But only North Carolina has the stingiest program for unemployment compensation.
We have another email that just came in about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a hack. All week, Democratic representatives. Trump will not be beaten.
Okay.
Amen to that. I like that.
Sounds like a Trump supporter to me.
I like that.
All right.
I got to tell you about the last campaign I had, and someone said to me, that's kind of conflicted, isn't it? You got Lisa, Democrat, on your front lawn. Next to it, you have Trump. And, but you know what? Nobody touched the Lisa sign, but I went through 4 Trump signs. 4.
That's so he is so controversial. It's amazing.
4 signs. And finally, John Murray, who was giving the signs, said to me, I can't give you any more. I gave you 4.
Does it say Lisa Democrat or just Lisa?
I don't recall.
Because the reason I ask is that Woonsocket has what they call a non-partisan election. So technically, you know, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter because they're not supposed to be political.
I'd rather have a partisan election.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway, that's me.
That's you.
Well, there's one more thing that's now becoming a problem because of the pandemic, and this is around the world, but mostly in your bigger cities. The CDC is issuing a warning about rats during the pandemic.
Really?
Rats.
And, yes. Officials say the closed restaurants are depriving them of food, and their behavior more unusual and aggressive as a result. So this is out of New York City. Officials report rodents were seen resorting to open warfare with each other, even cannibalism, and eating their young for lack of a food source as restaurants closed during the shutdown.
I would worry about having rats come to my house as a result of that, especially if I live in the city near the restaurants. You know, I would worry about the rats coming to the supermarkets and stuff.
Right.
Yes.
They have to eat. I mean, rats got to eat.
Several cities
do you really have to exist?
Unfortunately. Not to be confused with human rats. They're out there too.
Well, there's some of those.
A few of those.
But several cities across the United States report higher calls to pest control companies in relation to rodents over the past months. So
I would think,
that's a business that's doing well.
So, see, some industries are doing very well.
They are doing well. They're getting a lot of calls. You got to come and kill all the mice and the rats in our establishment because they're everywhere because they're looking for food.
Every cloud has a silver lining, Joe. You know.
New York,
that's right.
That's a big problem in New York City. Rats in New York City.
In big cities, I would imagine all over.
It is.
Chicago, Boston, everywhere. Yeah.
But not in Woonsocket.
No.
The great city of Woonsocket.
No rats.
No.
We don't allow them.
You don't see any in Woonsocket, do you?
No.
Even down by the river.
No.
Where you think you might pick up one or two. It's just
the city is clean. This is a clean city.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Romeo. When I came back from Florida after 6 months away, I looked at the city and I said, with the little islands that Pete Brunel takes care of, they're meticulous.
Yep.
I drive down Social Street. There's no litter in the gutters. I went like, oh, my God, this city is clean.
It is.
I was impressed. Then I went on Roland Street, a street that I use a lot.
Sure.
My God. Paved. Sidewalks. I went, whoa.
Unbelievable. Good old Woonsocket.
This is a plug for the mayor, right?
Well,
Steve D'Agostino, genius.
How can you be objective, Giles? I mean, come on. Blood is thick.
It is. It is.
As it should be.
You know what? I saw the parking lot across the street from the Stadium Theater. I couldn't believe it.
Yes. I heard about that. I haven't seen it yet.
I said, I'm
going to take a ride after I leave there.
You know, a tribute to the genius of Steve D'Agostino.
There you go.
My God, the guy is brilliant.
Yep.
But anyway.
All right, we're coming to the end of the program, so just another reminder, the Woonsocket Memorial Day event can be heard here on ON, AM, and FM and be seen on our website, woonsocketradio.com. It's not taking place live. It has already taken place virtually, and you'll be able to hear it this morning beginning at 10:30 here on ON, AM, and FM. So, Charlie.